Hey everybody, Blue Jacket 66 here for another video. What you just saw was a text message exchange between Ray from Philly and I don't know, about a month and a half ago, which I think sets the scene for what happened subsequently and why I'm making this video. I've actually made several attempts at this video because I'm kind of emotional about it. It's very humbling for me. I, like you, I'm a collector. I believe in giving back, and I believe in those that came before me as collectors and who set all the foundation for what we have here in the baseball collecting world. I, as a child, had a lot of dreams about owning a lot of cards, and some of them I own and some of them I don't. Some of them I've lost interest in and some I've gained more interest in. But today, I unwrapped one of the most significant cards that I own for a lot of reasons. I think it's one of the most rarest vintage cards, post-World War cards, and it is the rarest card of the 1960s. D.B. Tiller, in his 1970s PSA collection video he just posted a day or two ago, mentioned this set. It is the 1968 Topps 3D test issue set. Topps had a monopoly, of course, and I think the quality and of their cards was declining. You look at 66 and 67; they're not very thrilling, and sales were down, and they needed to come up with something, and they decided to try this 3D technology that we now see, or later, a few years later, saw in all those Kellogg's issues. So they went to a company called Exograph, X-O-G-R-A-P-H, as D.B. Tiller had mentioned, and they came out with a 12-card set, and they distributed it at maybe just a couple dime stores or candy stores in the Brooklyn area. So these cards were just out to test to see, will people like them, and is this something we can do? Ultimately, they were not made because it was far too expensive. They had the technology, but just too expensive to produce. In this set, again, there's 12 players. There are 2 Hall of Famers, Roberto Clemente and Tony Perez. There is a proof that's been discovered of Brooks Robinson, if you want to include that as well. Not many are out there. And let's hear, this is what Sports Collectors Daily says about the 1968 Topps 3D test set. And this is in no way self-serving. I'm just going to, this is an enormous issue. It says, almost the only thing known for sure about the rare and revered 1968 Topps 3D cards is they are unbelievably expensive, and many of us will never own one or see one. The hobby's late 60s Sasquatch legend has it that the cards were spotted only for a brief time in a few Brooklyn stores in the summer of 1968. There's some accounts that those that did make it to the secondary market arrived there thanks in large part to people associated with Topps or Exograph. PSA says, this is perhaps, as far as the Clemente, the toughest Roberto Clemente card in the hobby and the key to an extremely tough set. It was actually a test set that was never intended for distribution, resulting in the scarcity we see today. While there are other good players in the set, Clemente is the only true superstar. And when it was produced, he was coming off the 67 season where he hit 357, 209 hits, 110 RBIs, and the year before that he was the league MVP. So there are many stars in that area, and 68 was Mantle's last year. He was kind of limping through the season. And Clemente was the man, and I think he's still the man. So I saw a 1968 Topps 3D up for auction a couple months ago. And I let Ray from Philly know, and there's after that email where he tried to quiz me or test me on what I thought the toughest Clemente card was, and I let him know that, hey, I found one and I'm going to go for it. Well, the price rapidly flew out to what my expectation was, and I was going to let it go, but he called me the night before, texted me the night before the auction end and said, did you win the 68 Topps 3D Clemente? And I said, it doesn't close till tomorrow, and it's way past what I want to give. But I actually think that gave me the extra nudge to go for this car and win it. When I open cards, I'm excited about all cards. I'm excited about $2 cards. I really am. I love all baseball cards, and I love everybody that collects them and their stories. But I remember when I opened my Briggs Meat mantle, which is the best mantle I have, I think. I was in awe, and I could barely do it. But when I opened this box today, I've had to redo this video 3 times. It's very emotional for me. Literally trembled. And I've never gotten a card that comes in a mahogany presentation box before, or at least artificial mahogany. So we're going to take a look at this card, and then we're going to talk about a little contest I'm going to do. Okay? So here is, in this nice presentation box, the grandest of Clemente white whales, the 1968 Topps 3D test issue Roberto Clemente, and a PSA 5 holder. I've looked this card over with a loop already. The only problem with it is up in this corner. There's just a tiny bit of cracking. Otherwise, the card is beautifully clean. The back, blank back. The 3D on this is absolutely magnificent. I am very, very happy to share with you this card. I will be bringing it to the National. We've seen 52 Mantles, we've seen 33 Gaudy Ruths, we've seen red T206 Cobbs, but this is something that is ultimately special. It is the ultimate white whale of Roberto Clemente, and I want to bring it to the Nationals for people to see and hold, and we can talk about it. It is absolutely fabulous, and I am so humbled to own this. Interestingly, and here comes our contest, as rare as these are, currently on eBay at pre-war card collectors, there is this card, the 1968 3D test issue Clemente, in a PSA 8. My contest is this. That auction ends in 9 days, a week from this Wednesday. Down below in your comments, the person who guesses the closest to the final hammer price on that PSA 8 Clemente will win. I will send you this 1964 Topps Giants Clemente. It's near mint to mint. And this never opened, in the box, 1990 Heartland statue of Roberto Clemente. Now you can post your guess at any time, and you can go back and edit it and change your guess at any time. But this coming Sunday at 6 p.m., I am going to lock it down and look at all the guesses and write them down. So after that, your final guess will have to be by 6 p.m.
on Sunday. Don't put in multiple guesses, just edit your other guess if you want to. And whoever comes closest will get that Topps Giants out to, and this never opened in the box 1990 Heartland statue. So I am thrilled to present to my new friends here on YouTube and in the community, some who I talk to on the phone, some I text to, some we talk via our videos. I will see you at the National and we will pass around this card. The ultimate Roberto Clemente White Whale, the rarest card of the 1960s, the 1968 Topps 3D test issue Roberto Clemente. Happy collecting.